I mean, obviously coming off win at the Big Ten Championships, we're really excited about moving forward. It's kind of made the route ahead to the national championships a little bit easier, not just for the men, but also for the women. They had a great run also in Columbus last weekend, just missing the title by 6 points. So, I think we're in a good spot heading into the regional meet. It's one of those championships that you kind of wish it would just go away, but unfortunately the current system is as it is, and I could go all political on you, but I've done that now for the last 3 years, being on that committee to try to change the process, but that's for another day. But we're excited. Obviously hosting it at home. Who knows what Mother Nature's, well, they've already dumped some snow out there today. Thank God the snow finally stopped. So, it's up to Mackenzie now. She will put some pressure on her, and I can say as the girls and the guys are real excited about this weekend.
Yeah, and it's just going to, I think Mick's absolutely right. We've got some curveballs thrown our way here. I mean, the ladies have a bit of an axe to grind after missing out on the Big Ten Championships by just a handful of points. But the snow and the cold is going to be a great equalizer. It's a great chance for us to go out on our home course and show just how tough we are.
Questions? Brian?
Did your guys, Mick, run the race you had planned them to run at Big Tens? And can they, if so, can they match that once or twice more?
Yeah, Mackenzie just used a great word. They had an axe to grind. I think, we struggled a little bit during the first two big meets there, the Notre Dame meet and also the Nuttycombe meet. And we were training really well. I think I've said that before, and just kind of didn't put it together. But not sure if you've seen footage of the race, but right from the gun last weekend, they took control of the race. They went to front, right up front, and kind of said, "Hey, if you're going to beat us, then you got to come get us," and kind of ran with a lot of confidence. And I think heading into this one, it's the same teams. It's top 4 teams from the Big Ten, and we're going to see them again. You throw in Notre Dame, who are always good at this meet, and we got ourselves a great race. And for us, it's just, hey, let's get through this without any damage. And I know it's, first, second, third, fourth, probably even fifth out there on Friday, and we're going to the national championships. I think all of the 5 top teams in the region are in a pretty good position now, sitting with at-large points. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. You'll always get at this race. You always get some individuals because they take the top 4 individuals that are not on scoring teams, so that qualify. So, those guys are always trying to, ruin the party and try to break it open real early, and so it's kind of sit back and watch what's going on. And our guys do a really good job of that. We having experienced guys up front helps.
So, Mackenzie, you were close. Did you run as well as you had expected, or is there more inside your squad?
We did. I having an individual champion, back-to-back champion in Alicia Monson, just so exciting to see her go out there and defend that title. She had a tough spring, sort of bounce back and maybe look stronger than she ever has. It was great. The real story for me, you had Amy Davis, Alyssa Nigaman, and Lucinda Crouch really have the races of their careers. We were the only team with 4 women on the all-conference teams. We had 4 women up on the stage. So thrilled to death with those women. We struggled where I expected us to struggle, which was in our depth. We've got a young group. We brought 4 returners and 5 freshmen to the Big Ten Championships. And we had some freshmen have some brilliant races. So to answer your question, yeah, there's a lot more to go there. We've got to find a 5, 6, 7 that are going to keep evolving as runners and learning as runners. And I think Friday is an excellent opportunity for our savvy returners to continue to hone the skills that they need to be All-Americans and to be at the top of the podium for NCAAs, but a great opportunity for the future of our program, some of those younger ladies, to step up and really start to kind of fill those gaps.
Is there a home course advantage? Does that translate to a meet like this?
Without a doubt. But again, the top 5 teams in both on the men's side and the women's side have been here. Most of those teams ran at Nuttycombe. They ran here at the national championships last year. I think all the major players are very familiar with the course. So, but yeah, I mean, we're going to have a lot of people out there cheering us on, and kids respond to that. Again, hopefully the weather's not, but it's the same weather for everyone, so it's going to. But I think knowing the course, we practice on it, knowing the difficult parts of that course, and for the men certainly moving up from 8K to 10K, it's a different course over 10K than over 8K, because you got to go up the hills 4 times. So, but I don't know if there's a huge advantage, except that we're going to have a lot of people cheering us on.
I hope the weather's terrible.
For both of you, forgive me for my ignorance. You often see in football games when the field conditions aren't good, they change their spikes. Do you have different spikes for different weather conditions?
Go ahead, Mackenzie.
We'll have the 2-inch spikes out there. No, there are different spikes. I think it's a mentality. There's all kinds of, we've got the armbands and the gloves and all of that. I actually think some of that can be a distraction. I think our men and women are going to go out and know this course like the back of their hands. There's some hills, there's some turns that I think the Badgers feel really confident on. So, I just kind of whispered to Mick, I hope it's a nightmare out there. Because I know our men and women are going to be ready to roll. So, yeah, we'll make some small adjustments in terms of kind of what we're wearing and shoes and make sure those laces are extra tight. But really, it's the mentality of snow doesn't matter, cold doesn't matter. It's just time to go to work.
I guess last question. What's the importance of regionals confidence-wise with having NCAAs the following weekend?
I mean, the goal this Friday is to make it to the next weekend. You have to stay alert. You have to run with confidence, but it's tricky because you're trying to also conserve energy, and everybody around the country is doing that also. Some regions are tougher than others, and that comes into play. You're going to go out there, and I think all 5 of the top teams will be, on both sides, will be just very cagey, cautious, particularly in this weather, and they'll won't show their cards very early in the race. That's for sure.
So, Mick, in talking about that, looking at last year's results, your top runners kind of ran in a pack. Is that kind of the same planning heading into the meet, that you're trying to conserve that energy since Nationals is only 8 days away?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be any different for us or the other teams, the main players. The goal, it's second, third, fourth is also a win for any team, and everyone knows that. We were joking about it with the Indiana kids right at the podium there at Big Ten championships, and they're like, well, we're not going to do the work. So maybe, I'm sure Notre Dame are saying the same. Michigan would be saying the same. But, some of those teams are going to have a bit of an axe to grind because of, I think, the result of Big Tens. But, in the past, I've always said, hey, being a regional champion, going in with confidence from a Big Ten championship to the regional championship and going into the national championships kind of gives you a little bit of swagger. But, again, early on in the race, I don't think you'll see any of the major players outside of the individuals in both races showing their cards too early.
And for Mackenzie, Alicia Munson, one of the talks about winning a national championship there. How does that change you or her strategy for regionals?
Kind of what Coach Byrne is alluding to, it doesn't change it a lot for regionals. Regionals is about checking a box and getting the job done. And I think our women and our men are kind of internalizing that across the board. We've got to show and practice up on those skills that are going to help us get to where we want to be at the national championship, but it's really about going and punching the ticket. Alicia is training really well, and I think we're going to try to brush up on some skill sets that she might need when she faces some of those top women in the NCAA. And our region is incredibly strong from an individual standpoint. So I think we're looking at this with her specifically as kind of a long game. We're trying to make sure that she has every tool in her toolkit ready when it comes to the national championship in Terre Haute.